Welcome back, but if you're new around here, I'm Jess, and this is John.
Sup?
And when we quit our jobs to travel the world, we wrote ourselves a big old bucket list of all the things that we wanted to see,
Look at that baby one, Jess.
do,
Moves of a pro, look.
and experience.
Welcome to the Arctic Circle.
And this week, we've got our sights set on ticking off a few more.
It's the most impressed I've ever been with you, girl. Now that probably wasn't my best idea.
Tell you what, people, I am shining this morning.
Well, I don't know if we made the right decision or not.
So without further ado,
Let's get this show on the road.
well, we're starting today with a bit of a splash. This is one off of my list. I have always wanted to try wakeboarding. We've come to a place just outside of Cordoba called Extreme Gene. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna smash it like we always do. Let's do this.
Here we go. Slow and slow. How did it feel?
Amazing, it's so much fun. Well, that was absolutely bloody brilliant. And I told you I was gonna, and I did. Smash it.
Well, I tell you what, it's the most impressed I've ever been with you, girl.
Thanks, boy.
And when you got up that first time, I had this like weird experience where the sun was on me, the scene was beautiful, and he pumped the music as well just as you got up. I was so buzzing for you and proud for you, and I just had one of the moments I thought, look at what we're doing with life now, and yeah, just absolutely brilliant. So well done.
Thanks, darling.
Well done.
I have to say as well, firstly, it's brilliant, but the people are so nice.
Yeah,
as
he's a
well.
good old boy,
So
that,
welcoming.
yeah.
Like nothing's a rush, nothing's a worry. It's brilliant.
She's checking them out as well, isn't she?
So many fiddies. But I have to say, one of my favourite things about this trip has been all the lovely people we met. And one of them gave us the best and most hilarious analogy for what this week's sponsor Surfshark does that I've ever heard. So Surfshark is a virtual private network, and it keeps you safe online by encrypting all the information that's sent between your device and the internet. It also allows you to change your virtual location, which means you can virtually travel to any country in the world.
Now for my mate Jeff's analogy. Imagine your toilet is your device, your waste is your information, and your septic tank is where you want your information to get to. Now, nobody wants anyone seeing their information, and nobody wants it leaking out anywhere either. And if you're anything like Jess, you don't want anyone watching you when you're trying to send your information. So Surfshark creates a super robust, leak-proof black sewer pipe for your information to travel through, so no one can see it and it can't leak out.
And that's why we use Surfshark for all our online transactions, especially when we're on the road. It keeps all our information safe and away from prying eyes. It means we can do all our online banking, our bookings, and even our admin with absolutely no worries while we're traveling. It also comes in handy because it allows you to change your virtual location. So for example, I was trying to work on a Google Docs document the other day. I opened it and all the menu was in Spanish, so I had no idea what to do. Went into Surfshark, changed my location to the UK, and I could read it and do everything I needed to do.
So if you want to keep your information safe online, then you can try Surfshark risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee.
And you'll even get an extra 3 months for free if you use the code TRUEBLUE at the checkout. I'll put a link in the description, or you can click the QR code just here.
So most of you realise now that I'm not doing it today, and I've done it before and I love it, but it's still a bit too cold for me. So they reckon it gets to about 40 degrees in the summer here, which would be perfect sort of weather to me, but yeah, it's just a bit chilly, isn't it?
The water temperature, I have to say, is surprisingly beautiful. My problem was I was too excited and I didn't take a towel out with me. So the whole way back I was in the boat like wet, freezing my bum off. So I'm getting back to normal temperature now, but I needed my fluffy jumper.
But this spot here, the bloke was saying that nobody else uses it apart from a few fishermen. So just an amazing spot, and it was actually recommended by one of you guys. So
Yeah, thank you so much, Ben, for the recommendation. You've done us a solid.
Now I'll show you the boats, but in all honesty, I don't know much about boating or wakeboarding. But we've got 3 of the dinky ones over there. They don't seem to be using them much. And then they've got these 3 here, which are very similar. And that's what they're using for skiing. And I think the reason for that is the little ones don't make as much of a wake. And I don't think you need that for skiing. But for boarding, apparently you want a bigger boat, and the heavier they are, the better as well, because they sit in the water better, which obviously creates more of a wake. And that one is well posh, that one, isn't it? But that was 200 grand, that boat, though. That's the only thing. And then they've got this new one over here, which was $250,000. So we're off to get an ice cream.
We've got to walk up the hill. Well, we don't. We could have driven, but we decided to stretch our legs.
You've got to earn it.
I've earned it already. But they've got a beautiful clubhouse here with the most gorgeous view, infinity pool, table tennis, pizza ovens, and all these little log cabins. So you can come for like a week or a long weekend as well.
Yeah, I was chatting to the driver, Jordan. I says, do you ever get fed up with doing it? Because I think with everything in life, no matter how good it is, you do get fed up. And he says the great thing about it is when he does, he'll get somebody like he's taking out and they'll be buzzing and they'll say they've had the best week of their life and that, and it sort of gives them a kick in the touch, thinking, oh, it's a pretty good life. And I think that's similar to our life, eh? Like where we'll be travelling and we'll think
a bit fed up one day,
yeah, a bit bored,
flat.
or and then
you have a day like today, which is just incredible.
Or we'll get a lot of comment from you guys saying about what we're doing is great. So yeah.
Thanks for those. Cheers.
It's an athlete at work again here, look.
Just having a little power nap, you know, between my sets.
It's all that food. Don't you go getting a food homer again. But I used to get told when we used to do track days on the old motorbikes, anything after a lunch was a dangerous time because people got a bit brave. So I don't want to see you backflipping out there.
Okay, that will be the reason, everybody, I don't do backflips. Ready for round 2. They didn't say anything about front flips now, did he? Well, we're out with some pros this afternoon. So before it's my go, let's get them to show you how it's really done. Tried wakeboarding, so let's see what wake surfing is all about.
Switch those arms straight. Looking out here to the right side. Now keep your toes pointing up. Push your heels down. Bit of tension. All right. Same as the wakeboard. Off to the right.
That was brilliant. Oh my days, I cannot tell you how amazing that was. It was absolutely brilliant. But what I can tell you, it was well and truly worthy of its place on my bucket list. And I was quite nervous to go out that second time, especially with other people on the boat. But I tell you what, it made it all the more fun. And the people here, like I said earlier, are just absolutely lovely. So if you're in the area, you've got to come and give this a go. And they say it's one of the best places to do it in the world. I think I'll have to agree. So on our way to find our park up tonight, we came across this spot. And I said to John, I don't think we should go through it. Let's just go back to our nice, easy spot from last night. He said, nah, it'll be fine, it's a landy. What do you think's coming next? You're going fishing for that mud flap. I'm not getting that.
The mud flap?
Look, you ripped it off in the mud.
Oh, that camera got hit hard.
John, you're down to like the axles.
Now that probably wasn't my best idea, but at least we've had her off-roading now anyway.
So after all that palaver, turns out the spot we thought was going to be better actually wasn't, and we're back in our nice easy little spot we didn't have to go through any mud for. But tonight for dinner we have a little barbecue.
I think I should listen to you a little bit more really, shouldn't I?
I think that might be the smartest thing you've ever said, John Payne.
Hey love, you got your heart on your sleeve, but the shirt on your back's a bit small. Hey you, yeah, your colors are changing, the world ain't half bad after all.
This is how she stays so beautiful, look.
Morning, everybody.
How are you feeling today anyway?
A little bit stiff and sore, I'm not going to lie, but you know that means you've done something, so that's always good.
I always love to be a bit stiff in the morning as well. What?
Always lowering the tone.
After a day's work, that's all I mean now.
Yeah.
It's another beautiful day in Spain again, as you can see. I hear you're having this similar sort of weather back home, I hear. But I've come to see if the old Defender has cleaned itself last night. And unfortunately, it looks like it hasn't. So that's first job on the agenda today. But I want to talk to you about the bag we got on the back. So this bag we just use as a rubbish bag, and we got some other bits in there that we don't mind if they get nicked and that. But rubbish, like Amazon special, it got loads of good reviews, but it's faded like mad. The zips broke already. The buckles are cheap. Yeah, just absolutely pants. But what annoys me is when we went to Australia, they do brilliant bags over there. They've got like proper tarpaulin bags or real heavy duty canvas bags as well. And they're real cheap. Whereas, say, that was 80 quid. And I know I could get the trasharoo bags, which are meant to be good, but they're like 120 quid. So if you know of any good bags that I can get over here, let me know. But what are we doing today anyway, Joy?
Today we're going to go and have a little look around Cordoba. It's supposed to be a beautiful city.
I think you best get dressed first, so
I think that's probably a good idea.
Vamos!
Vamos! Now you'd think that the best part of this park up is this beautiful lakeside view. And while it is absolutely gorgeous and completely epic, believe it or not, it's not actually the best thing it's got to offer. Because it's not every day you get to park up with a view of a spectacular castle, and one that happens to be featured in Game of Thrones. And there's 10 points in the comments for anyone who can tell me the name of the castle and the Game of Thrones family that owned it.
Now what I am loving is the old long range fuel tank, and the fuel here is not too bad. It's about £1.30 a litre, and it was only about £1 a litre in Morocco, so a lot better than the UK.
Well, we've made it to Cordoba, and this place is famous because it has so many UNESCO heritage listed sites, and also it's in Game of Thrones too. One of those sites is this Roman bridge, which dates back to the 1st century, although I think she's probably been updated a few times since then, and you might recognise it as the entry to Volantis. And the other is the Mezquita, which is both a mosque and a cathedral. It was built to be one of the grandest mosques in the world in the 7th century, and then they built a cathedral inside it in the 12th.
Now I do love all these beautiful scenes and all this heritage stuff, but you know what I enjoy more? Toys, and there's some on the bridge. But I'm a mature adult, so I won't be buying any.
Well, you know what they say, don't you? Simple minds and simple pleasures, but at least it might keep him out of my hair for 5 minutes. Well, if John's allowed to treat himself, then so am I. I can't come to Spain and not have churros now, can I?
Now you know what they say, don't you? Greedy fat fuck. Now I have to say, I'm loving these Spanish cities anyway.
Me too. They're so beautiful and they're so charming. Really do like this atmosphere of Spanish city.
But they still don't top my list.
No?
Croatia is without a doubt the top of my list for the cities, like Romanjevi, Split.
Romanjevi was in Finland. I think he means Ravini.
Same place, same place.
Not the same. That's
What
where
was the other
Santa's
one?
village is. Ravini, Split and Dubrovnik, I think you
That's the
mean.
one.
Yeah, they were beautiful, but I have to say, I think Croatia is gorgeous, but it loses so many points for me because it's so camper unfriendly and it just really takes away from the
But
experience.
we heard that Spain was meant to be on camper friendly, eh? But
It's been brilliant.
even with all the
honestly.
wild park ups and things like that.
Yeah, and they've got loads of airs like in France for getting water and all sorts.
So just remember, Finland, not the same as Croatia.
Now, it was a bit of a fleeting visit, but that's because we've got a 2.5-hour drive back across the country today for tomorrow's activity, which is one off John's bucket list.
Now, before we get to where we're going, we need to make a quick pit stop to get some vital supplies. Now, can you guess where we're going from the items we get?
Crisps, energy drinks, bacon, beer. Most important, earplugs. They haven't got any paracetamol though, so I'm hoping the 2 boxes they've got will do me. And of course, sweeties. Well, we're all stocked up and we are ready. Have you guessed where we're going yet? Let me show you.
Now, if you haven't guessed already, we made it to the Circuit de Jerez for the Spanish GP, and it is mental. It makes Marrakesh look like a yoga retreat.
What a day.
Well, I don't know if we made the right decision or not, because we're staying at the circuit for the campsite tonight anyway.
It's already utter carnage.
We went to a GP a couple of years ago. We went to the French Grand Prix, and I've heard that was bad. Oh my God, you've never seen anything like it.
It was like an apocalyptic town, honestly.
So what they do is they put like bikes on like stakes, and then they set them alight, and for some reason, anyone who comes to these meetings, they just have the bikes on the limiter constantly.
Can't be good for them, can it? But it is a good laugh. Everyone's out having a drink, music playing, a bit of wacky backy we've smelt a few times.
But I've been into bikes all my life anyway, and I used to race bikes as well. Not very well, I must add, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. It's something that you've got into through me.
It is, yeah.
And yeah, we love it now anyway, don't we?
And you've said that a Spanish Grand Prix is something you've always wanted to come and do,
Yeah.
so...
And I think the reason it is because pretty much everyone in the GP is Spanish as well, if you don't know. And just the atmosphere today was incredible.
And the crowd was so passionate. It was getting me, like, riled up a bit. I was loving it.
Good old day. I tell you what, thank God for voice ISO anyway. And if you don't know what that is, it takes like background noise out, because if we didn't have that, you wouldn't hear us talk.
No, not at all.
Just motorbikes revving everywhere.
One thing that is nice about staying in a campsite means we can actually have a beer, an alcoholic beer too.
Now we're off for a little wander.
Brace yourselves.
Just before we came out, I said to Jess, it's got quite mild,
It's
isn't it?
really calm.
And then the next,
settling down for the evening.
yeah, next thing is, do that again. You sound Indian. Bobby Red as well.
What do you think to our old relaxing lullaby tonight?
Now, I don't actually mind the noise, but you know what I think about it? I think of engines like people, right? And when they're doing that to the engines, it's like they're running a 100-metre sprint flat out. Yours might be the same, right? Whenever you do an oil change, don't you think it's just like the engine just like takes a big breath?
These engines are not taking a breath.
And be like, oh, I've got some fresh oil going in me. Whereas these engines feel like, it's like when you're singing, isn't it? You know what I mean?
I would also note that it's midnight and this is the cacophony of glorious, relaxing sounds.
But we went for a walk anyway. We haven't spoke to them since we went for a walk.
No, we were hoping, because we saw like loads of girls getting gussied up, so we thought there'd be a bit of like a boogie on. But there's not, is there?
There must have been a party, but we weren't invited.
No, we weren't invited to the party. So there's basically just loads of people pumping music and people doing that to their motorbikes everywhere.
You know why?
And some fireworks.
You know why I was gutted the most?
What were you gutted about?
Because I had some good moves ready.
Did ya?
Want to see my moves that were ready?
Yeah. Oh God.
See you in the morning.
Rise and shine, John. Rise and shine.
Oh God, there will be no shining today. Tell you what, people, I am shining this morning. Just been to check out the showers. They are clean, hot, and there's no queue. I'll be back.
Now Jess just said to me, while she's gone for a shower, I need to be productive. She's coming.
Brand new, Johnny B.
I've been busy doing the engine oil and looking underneath and that. Just keeping busy.
Well, I'm on with our breakfast, and of course, it's a bacon sarnie, because it's like a law. If you come bike racing, you have to have a bacon sarnie for breakfast.
It's race day.
Yeah, baby.
Now, if you don't follow the MotoGP, yesterday the Spanish rider Marquez, we were sat at the corner where he overtook for the lead and he crashed as well, and the crowd was going wild. So,
And he's had like a massive comeback journey from injury and stuff as well. It's like a story from the movies.
So hopefully he can do the business today anyway. But I just want to say a massive thanks to everybody who does super thanks and buy me a coffee, because like we said before, we save up what you guys like give to us and we do something special with it, and that's what's paid for yesterday, today, and all of Jess's wakeboarding as well. So massive thanks to everybody who's done that.
It really does mean the world to us, and that's why we save it to do things like tick things off our bucket list, because we really want to make it count, don't we? So we want to say a huge thank you to Keith and Linda, Paul, Chris, Bass Fan, Pete, Bob, Kev, Steve, Kyle, Noor, Gary, Mark, Alex, David, Sjerd, Phil, Simon, Dennis, Kangaroo Express, Victoria, Tim, Hudson, Eamon, Malk, Ed, Eden, Franz, Kevin, Miles, Andrew, Karen, Jason, Paloha, I'm really sorry if I say that wrong, Lee, Carlton, Chris and June, Cornish Davy, Bob, Tracy, Polly and Lucy.
And Lucy, I hope your wrist's getting better anyway. So thanks ever so much, guys.
You're absolute legends and we so appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, there's a little bit left in the kitty, and I've just spied a shirt I really like, so I'm going to treat myself to a little memento. What do you think? I love it. Thanks, everybody.
Now, I know some of you might not know much about bikes, so rather than do a Tool Talk Tuesday, I thought today we'll do a Superbike Sunday. The Superbike. Now, this used to be my favourite category, and I used to race one of these. This is a KTM RCA, and they're so fast, they're so quick, they're brilliant brakes, they're brilliant cornering, but the one thing they're not brilliant for is comfort, because I don't think Jess would want to get on the back of that. The Cruiser. Now, these are just built for pure comfort. Straight lines, nice, slow and steady, but look at the luxury on it anyway. Now, it's never really floated my boat, these sort of things, but I think we'll definitely have to give it a go one day if we do Route 66 in America. The adventure bike. Now, this is the in thing at the minute, and it seems that every man and his dog wants one of these, including myself, because they're just so cool. Now, these are built for more for like your gravel tracks. You can do a bit of sand in them, you can do a bit of road. These are a bit of more of your jack of all trades anyway. Now, the last category I want to talk about today, because I could go on all day, is the scooter. Now, these are pretty slow, they're pretty ugly, but you know what they are? A lot of fun.
Now, while John's got me into bikes, and I appreciate all the different kinds of them, if I was ever going to have one for myself, it'd have to be a quad, because I am a danger to society on 2 wheels. And this one even comes with a winch for when I get myself stuck.
So for the first time ever, we've got ourselves grandstand tickets, and they are brilliant. But John likes to watch the smaller races from every corner, which I don't mind, until he takes us off-roading for the good spots.
Well, the GP's just started and Marquez is winning.
Marcus, come on, Miller!
He's going to have him, he's going to have him. Well, that was brilliant. That was.
I am buzzing. That was such an incredible experience.
But we had the best seats in the house, eh?
Honestly, he did 2 passes right in front of us, but he didn't quite do the job. It was second, but Oh, I'm so excited.
But we're going to have to leave you there for this week anyway, so...
Thank you so much for coming along on the adventure with us. And don't forget about the Surfshark link in the description. We'll see you guys next week.
So without further ado,
Wait for me!
are you ready? How are you not ready? Tell me when you are ready.
I'm ready.
So without further ado,
Wait for me!
how am I waiting? What am I waiting for?
Come on, I'm waiting for you. You were too close in then.
You were too close. You're in my face.
Come on.
Right, you ready?
Yeah. Oh my God.
What am I doing wrong?
What's that?
Ow. Ow. Stop doing it so hard. Look at my hand. Look at it.
Come on.
So without further ado,
Let's get this show on the road.
this is not over.
That hurt my hand.